In the first reading coming from the book of Samuel, Samuel is called by God to go and anoint one of the sons of Jesse. And as he goes there, he looks at Eliab as one to be anointed. Then God tells Samuel that, no, not this one. I have rejected this one. I have rejected this one. So ask Jesse if his sons are all here. Then Jesse says, we only have one, the youngest, who is shepherding the sheep out there. The Lord is not going to rest until that young man comes here. And when David came, God was so happy, and he told Samuel to go on to anoint this young boy. And we have heard that this young man has beautiful eyes, and he was handsome like. So Samuel anoints David. And so we hear that God does not look at the appearance of someone. The way God sees is different from the way men see. For we men look at someone outwardly. For God sees the inner part of a man. And that's why Eliab was almost anointed by Samuel, because Samuel saw this man probably was as huge as me. And he was a giant himself. He was whatever signs he could see. He wanted to go on to anoint him. And God said, I have rejected this one. For you just look at the appearance. Because you don't know, this person might be a lot. This person might have a lot of things in his heart. So for him to lead the people, it will just be chaos. And so for God, who sees the inner side of a human being, tells Samuel, say, there is one who is not there. And this young boy was taking care of the sheep. He was a shepherd. And so he's anointed. And we know that David became the great king ever that the people of Israel had, was able to unite everyone. He could conquer all the nations around him. He had everything that a king should have. And it is from the lineage of King David that the Messiah was born and was anointed. David was anointed. So God already was preparing David, even when he was taking care or shepherding the sheep out there. Actually, God was shaping him to shepherd his people. And that's why in today's psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. There is nothing I shall want. And so him being the author of the psalms attributed to his authorship, he sings to God that the Lord is my shepherd. And so it is out of the example of this Lord who is shepherd that David is made a shepherd. Even when he was shepherding the sheep out there, he was being prepared to shepherd his flock. And it is out of him that someone great is going to shepherd his people. God sees inside. Of course, he sees both. Man looks only externally of someone. Look at your neighbor. And just by looking at your neighbor, you say, not this one. Not this one. Maybe that one there. So even when we say, okay, let's have the executive selected, we first of all look at people. Is that one committed to church? Does he bring tithe? Is he rich? What kind of a house has he? So we already want to choose someone who looks rich, who wears expensive perfume. So we already choose. We don't want to look at the inner part. We don't. What we want is, first of all, what does this person, is he influential? Whether positive or negative. If this person is able to pull people, whether positively or negatively, we don't care. I remember in grade 12, when, of course, some would choose the heady boy in grade 11 to replace those who are going. They will choose either someone who is very good, cool, and have leadership qualities, or they will choose someone who is a troublesome person. So that when they choose that person, because of that leadership, that person may change. Is this our approach? God looks at your heart. What can come from your heart? He's not going to look at, how are you? No, he's not going to look at that. He's going to look at the love that you have for the people. The love. With God, there is no tuchawa. There is nothing like bribing God for you to be in the position. God looks at the inner part of you. He's going to reject all of us because of what is in our hearts. How can we be chosen? How can we be elected when we hate others? How can we be appointed to be shepherds of his flock when we are full of malice? How can we be chosen to be the leaders when we do not like anyone? Yes, we can be more influential, but God rejects that. But this is the game with us politicians. This is the game. I give you more bags of millennium. I give you more money so that you vote for me. But when you know that this person we are putting there is just a puppet, he's not going to do anything. He's not going even to help matters. And we have been suffering. We who vote, you who vote for us, you have suffered because of the choices that you make, just by looking. Because I give you some coins, you go and vote for me. It's not time for elections, but this is what happens. We look at the external part of someone. So as Christians, we look at the inner part. God was preparing David even when he was out there. God is preparing you. You may be rejected by people, but the situation you are into, it could be a preparation for the greater glory. It could be the greater achievement that you have. Don't worry. Yes, people may sell off your opportunity, but God has it all. God has it for you, because he's going to reject those. And you know, my daughter is the one for this. My son is the one for this. So don't worry. Why? Because our Lord is our shepherd. And so why should you worry? In God there is nothing that you shall want. Because you have everything. You have everything. People will not rest just to bring you down. People will try to plan here and there just to frustrate you. They will try by all means so that you do not take over their positions. Even when they know that they are not doing well, they will try to block you. But you may be better than them. Don't worry. It's just a matter of time. God is preparing you. God is shaping you. So that when that time comes, you indeed are going to be the shepherd. And you are going to do the will of God. So just trust in God and have patience. It's near. You may cry to say, I had an opportunity to receive that job, to have that job, but someone bribed someone and your job was taken. It happens. Because you have no link at all you cannot find job anymore. God is preparing you. This time that you feel you are suffering, it will teach you more experience, such that when your job comes, you do it impeccably, nicely done. So God sees inside and not outside. This is what happens now in the gospel. The people were looking at this man born blind. They are just looking at him, and they believed and they knew, according to their tradition, whoever was sick or born lame or whichever state of illness, they believed that it's either that person sinned or the parents sinned. And so now this person born blind, they say, who sinned? Is it him or his parents? They are looking at the external part of this human being. Who sinned? Is it him or his parents? It is very common. Say, the sins of the parents can be transmitted to the people. But now, Jesus says that it's not him nor his parents, but this man is like this so that the glory of God is made manifest in him. Because God sees even in the inside part of it. This blindness is not because this person sinned or the parents, but he wants to manifest the glory of God. In other words, he wants to prove or to bring forth his identity as the one who is sent to do the will of his Father. And what is that will of his Father? To set prisoners free, to restore sight to the blind, to liberate those who are captives, to set free those who are oppressed. Luke chapter 4, 19 to 20, and to proclaim the year of the Lord. So the Spirit of the Lord comes to Jesus. He is anointed to proclaim the good news to the poor, to set prisoners free, to liberate the captives, to set free those who are oppressed, and to restore to restore sight to the blind, to manifest the glory of God, and also to manifest his identity as the Messiah who is sent to liberate these people. So don't look at the external part of someone. God sees both sides. And so, him being blind, it's because he wants people to believe in him. But also the one who is blind, to know and to have Jesus as his Lord and Savior. What does he do now? Jesus Christ poured his saliva on the clay and mixed it, and then he anointed that clay on the eyes of this man who was born blind. And he was told, go and wash in the pool of Siloam. And he began to see. You see what God has done now. I was blind, but now I see. He comes. But this brings division, brings confusion. You see, when God does something good to you, there comes chaos. People are divided. We thought this person would be down like that. How come this time this person has money? How come? They have sweated for it. How come this person is doing fine? Okay, is it only you who wants to be fine? You don't want others to be like that. Is it you who just wants to see everything? You don't want your friend to see what you see. Hey, who is this man who did this to you? Hey, do you know him? I don't know him. But what I know is that he made me see. Okay, tell us, how did he do it? He explains. Again, they go there, they talk. Again, they ask him. He explains. They still don't believe. Okay, since you say that you were born blind, how did you do it? Him. I've been telling you this and this and this. What do? They call the parents. Is this your son? How was he made, how was his sight restored? The parent says, we know that this is our son, and we know that he was born blind. But how his sight was restored, we do not know. We have heard that they were just afraid of the Jews because they do not want to proclaim Christ as the Messiah or Jesus as Christ. People will be divided because of the glory that will come upon you. People will do that. But what are you supposed to do? Rejoice. Why? Because God has made you see. You were blind, but now you see. You were very sick, but now you are healed. You went through a lot of challenges, but now God has set you free. And so those who are speaking, those who are still planning to say, how did this person become like this? It's none of your business. Let them divide themselves, and so you'll be happy. So Jesus Christ restores sight to the blind. And so now he tells these people, after casting this person out of the synagogue, so he overheard them. Why did you do that? You are blind. So are you telling us as well that we are also blind? No, because you are not guilty. But now because you are guilty, your guilt remains. Your guilty remains. Because you have seen me performing this miracle, a sign in the Gospel of John, but you still can't believe it. And so that's why Matthew chapter 13 verse 14 will say, they heard, but they couldn't understand. They were able to hear, but they couldn't understand. Able to see, but they could not perceive. So they were able to see, but they were still blind. They couldn't understand. And so, in the gospel, Jesus Christ has done this to restore sight to the blind, as bringing forth his identity, as John the Baptist was asked, who is this man? And he sent his disciples to Jesus. Then Jesus responded, go and tell John what you have heard and seen. The blind are now see. The deaf are able to hear. The dumb are able to speak. Go and tell him. So his identity is revealed in his action. So the deeds of Jesus reveals his identity. That is in Matthew chapter 11, verse 5. So his identity is revealed. So Jesus Christ now tells us his identity is to bring forth light to the people. That's why he says that for as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of the world. Hold on. Did you hear what Jesus said? For as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of the world. Did you hear what he said? Or did you hear what he says? For as long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of the world. For as long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of the world. For as long as I'm the child of Jesus, who is the light of the world, I am also the light of the world. Matthew chapter 5 verse 14, you are the light of the world as well. So all the children of Christ, who is the light of the world, are as well the light of the world. And so Jesus Christ, for as long as he is in this world, he is the light of the world. And so he restores sight to this person who could not see. He restores that sight. Now some of us, it's good, some of us that as long as we are alive, we are the children of the Catholic Church. For as long as I am the husband to someone, I will be a good husband. For as long as I'm a husband to my wife, I'll be a better husband in this world. For as long as I'm a parent to someone, I'll be a good parent, a best parent. For as long as I am in this world, I'll do everything good to bring people together. For as long as I am a priest, I'll try by all means to bring people together. For as long as I am the coordinator of this parish, I'll unite people. For as long as I am in the choir, I'll make sure that I'll sing for God, whatever you say. For as long as I am a Catholic, whatever you say, I'll keep on coming. In fact, the more you speak, the more I'll come to church. For as long as I am a Christian, insult me, do this, do that, I'll still come and worship my God. But again, some of us, for as long as I'm the one pampered, you will see. For as long as I'm the one with authority, you will see. I am the head of this house. So what? You will see. Every time you will see, you will see, you will see. What? So for as long as I'm the coordinator, you will see. For as long as I'm in this choir, that person won't come. For as long as I'm the chairperson for this lay organization, that person suspended. For as long as I am the priest, I'll suspend that one, and that one, and that one. You will see. For as long as I am this, you will see. For as long as I have superpower, I have plenty of money, I'll make guns and missiles to destroy the other nation. And then we rejoice in that. For as long as I have power over this one, I'm going to suppress them. No. That's why the second reading says that if you are the child of Christ, of the light, you ought to expose what? The bad things. Expose them. So you are not the children of the darkness, you are the children of the light. And so the fruits of someone who is the light has to be the good things. Good things that come from the child of the light. So let good things come. Those are the fruit of someone who is good. If you are in leadership, let goodness come out of you. Let goodness come, not bad things. Because you are the light, and you who is the light, what you're supposed to do is to expose the bad things, beginning with yourself. If I'm an evil person, I have to expose it. Let people see that with Joseph, no playing. Very serious person. So that when I look at others, we expose the bad, but we need to be careful with the way we expose the bad. Or else people won't even come to church. But as a Christian, you need to expose the bad. Wherever you are, don't entertain the bad. Entertain the good. From now on, if you rejoice and entertain the bad, you are a child of... For as long as I entertain the bad thing, I am the child of the bad and the dark. What do you entertain? Is it good things or bad things? Are you able to expose the bad, or you are able to conceal the bad? If you are able to expose, then you are the light of the world. But if you are able to cover the bad, covering the bad, where there is bad you think it's good, then I'm afraid we are the children of the dark. My cry is, look at someone with the interior eye. Understand people interior. And then from there, accept the people the way they are. And it is from there that you imitate Jesus who restores life. Become the child of the light and not of the dark. Expose the bad. In this parish, now, since we are celebrating our Granite Jubilee, expose the bad. It's the task not only for a priest, but also for you. You who is there, who is looking at me or who is looking at the altar. Expose the bad. If people are not bringing tithe, tell them, bring. If people are not coming to work at church, tell them, come. If people are not contributing, tell them. If people are not praying, tell them. If people are not doing all the spiritual works, tell them. If people are not united, tell them. If you are the one who is not uniting others, tell yourself. From now on, expose yourself and expose each other. Assignment has been given. Expose each other. No fights, no divisions in exposing each other. No fights, no division, but only unity. So it is the unity that will bring us together. But divisions will never bring us together. So we pray for the spirit of unity, for the spirit of love, and for the spirit of being the light of the world, to expose the bad. Let us chase the bad from this parish, which does not bring unity to this parish. Let us remove everything that do not make us united. But let's bring the atmosphere, the spirit that will help us be united. May God bless you all.